been a rough few weeks, but at least I still have my team for support.
But don't you worry. I'll always be there for you. I'll always have your back. You thirsty?
Yes.
Oh, here. Try some of this Gatorade.
Thank you.
There you go.
Ah!
Whoa!
Is that piss?
Psych!
After losing a game the whole league wanted Nick to win, he's hungry to get back on track and above 500 before the halfway point. Mike Evans would help with that, as would Josh Allen, who despite a few turnovers, had a pretty solid day. Gabe Davis for me would be useful as always, and Tyler Miss is back at it. Can't wait to put your bum ass on the bench next week. And wait, Gus Edwards got a touchdown? Oh, that's new. I mean, considering how the rest of my team did the usual and fucked off all day, I'll take what I can get. And for Nick, Gibbs got into the end zone for the first time in his career. After another typical quiet outing, it would come down to Jalen Hurts to bail me out again. Starting the scoring off with a touchdown to Dallas Goedert will give me a heartbeat. Follow that up with another tush push, and we looking good. I would need another touchdown by Goddard and not A.J. Brown to give me a fighting chance. With McCaffrey on Monday Night Football for Nick, I would need a big lead going in. So here we go. Hurts takes the snap. He's in the shotgun. Steps back, throws the ball to Dallas Goedert. Wait, it's A.J. Brown.
Fuck!
As if I had a fucking chance anyway with my luck during the bye weeks and McCaffrey being the only thing that Brock Purdy has unless I'm playing Mark, who has George Kittle on his team, or Josh, who has Deebo Samuel on his team. For fuck's sake. I could have been petty and not even shown these highlights since I already lost, but the creator of me has to be fair. Good game, Nick. Well, we have a battle for first place. Jack versus Goliath. Much like how he had the spotlight in his first two playoff games against Nolan, Jack's luck would run out early with ETN going off for 2 touchdowns before we could blink. And people had some stuff to say about that.
Good start, Jack. Jack the biggest fake, he's like last year's Vikings right now. Yeah, how Jack 4-2.
To make matters worse, Calvin really only had 5 yards on the day. And Nolan made sure Jack knew it, but Jack wasn't too thrilled about it.
Nolan, why you being ignorant? I'm just sharing what I'm seeing.
Alright, Jack, it's time to respond, and oh shit, there goes Ford out of the gate for a 69-yard touchdown.
Nice.
I'm sure Jack's happy about that. So Jack goes right back at Nolan, on his birthday too.
Jerome Ford. 69-yard TD, not even a minute, and happy birthday, Nolan. Jerome gave you a kiss for me, blowing a kiss emoji.
Should have used your words more carefully. Nolan's team, as they often do, blew plenty of kisses for you on Sunday. Jonathan Taylor was finally unleashed and got into the end zone, and Pittman, he may have only had 2 catches, but this 75-yard touchdown was one of them, so fuck it. Like he's been consistently doing all season long, Stephon Diggs would find the end zone for Jack once again. But that will be about it for his team, besides Russell Wilson, who only got 1 TD. Yeah, it was a sub-65-point game. It was that bad all around. Nolan's weak spot this week was, unsurprisingly, quarterback with Jordan Love. Sure, he would get 2 touchdowns late in the game, but still. But perhaps most shocking of all was Raheem Mostert having a quiet day. I mean, yeah, Philly has an outstanding front 7, but still. He wouldn't even sniff the end zone today, or come close to it. Tyreek Hill would at least find the end zone, which I will be showing later. And best of all for Nolan, he has Travis Kelce, with Taylor Swift in attendance, against the Chargers, on National Tight Ends Day. Was his performance really a surprise to anyone? That goes for both Nolan and Kelce. The start of what could become yet another fun rivalry moving forward. Jonathan versus John. Jonathan came out of the gates like he was using a death machine with Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews, making the NFL question how they ever had the Lions labeled as an elite team. I mean, it was an absolute catastrophe of the highest order. Lamar Jackson looked like he was back in 2019 MVP form, and the Lions looked like they have since, well, the 1950s. After trading running backs Cook and Pacheco, they would each score touchdowns for their new owners. I'm happy to know that Pacheco has scored every single week since I traded him away. After Lamar's perfect outing for Jonathan, John needed Mahomes to do the same thing, and boy would he. A 400-plus yard and 4 touchdown day. Not too shabby. But the game is not won yet. Jonathan may have a big lead, but John has 3 players playing on Monday Night Football. His kicker, Greg Joseph, his tight end TJ Hawkinson, and his wide receiver Jordan Addison. Wait, he took him out for Christian Watson? I mean, on paper, it's not the worst decision in the world. Christian Watson is the number one target, but too bad Jordan Love doesn't seem to fuck with him this season. And oh boy, would that prove to be John's undoing. Watson got a fat, Yeah, okay, so how did Addison do? Oh. I think it's safe to say that, yeah, that ended up being the difference maker. John loses a winnable game due to poor decision making.
Imagine being the only team being 2-5.
In Josh's first appearance on Game of the Week, he faces off against Mark. Who could forget that before John, these two were the previous newest members of the league? This is once again going to be a very short segment because despite being the closest matchup, it was also the lowest scoring. Barkley and Robinson exchanging touchdowns in the early window to Herbert playing sloppy versus the Chiefs, and that was about it until the night game. Tua wouldn't have his best game either, but he was serviceable enough. Better hope that Waddle will be okay, though. Going into Monday night, Mark needed a big performance from Kittle, and he'd get that. But no touchdowns. With that, Josh hangs on for a much-needed victory. Be happy, John. You're not the only 2-5 team. Oh, Mark, don't you wish you could play me for 15 straight games? Be the greatest team this league has ever seen. Even better than Nolan this year. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch this video. Your time and feedback is always appreciated. These videos do take a bit of time to make, but I do them out of the love for our league and trying to make the season a bit more fun than it already is. With that said, thank you again for watching, and I will see you here again next week.